The first week of the AUSL is off and running, and the defending champion Utah Talons picked up right where they left off, breaking out the brooms against the Bandits behind Bri Ellis and company. To open the year today, they face off against the Portland Cascades and their ace, Sam Landry. And we're in the capital of the Beehive State, here at Dumke Family Stadium. It's the series opener between the AUSL's westernmost teams, the Talons and the Cascade, meeting for the very first time. As we say, welcome to Salt Lake City. She's the two-time Olympian, Natasha Watley. I'm Noah Frary. Savannah Collins will join us shortly. And what a first week for the AUSL it has been, Natasha. The talent's been off the chart, but the one thing that we learned, the Talons are here to stay. Absolutely.
The Talons have been showing that they are picking it up right where they left off, and they are showing that they are going to be the team to beat in 2026. And that all starts with Bri Ellis. Bri Ellis has just been electric in her second year. She's been 5 for 7 with 2 home runs and just gets this offense going. The Talons have won all close games, extra innings, and so they just keep continuing to find a way to win. Continued with their hitting and then with their pitching. They're second in AUSL in ERA with a 3.18 with a combination of Fouts, Willis, and Faremo.
The path to a championship for the Talons a year ago included stout pitching and great defense. They rode both of those to an opening series sweep over the Bandits. As they head into this weekend series 3-0, they turned to Sarah Willis, who turned in quite a performance in her first start of the year.
And Sarah Willis, she gets the ball again. After a great start in game 2, she looked really good and kept them in the game with the Bandits. 4 innings, she went scoreless.
The Portland Cascade lineup once again sees Korbe Otis at the top spot, back-to-back multi-hit performances in those final 2 games against the Blaze earlier this week. Megan Grant on deck, plenty of experience, but also youth in this Cascades lineup. They learned a lot about themselves in that 3-game series in Durham.
Yes, and the Cascade, very youthful, but Coach Triah Flowers trying to move her lineup around, still trying to figure out the pieces. So just moved Korbe Otis up to the leadoff spot in that Cascade, in that Blaze series.
Sarah Willis quickly ahead in the count, 1-2. Took a no-hitter into the 4th inning in her debut for the Talons this season. And the patented caw-caw chant out early. And that one just off the plate.
And Sarah Willis, what she's known for is her changeup. She'll go to her early and often. You can see her, she's already thrown it to Korbe Otis 2 times.
2-2 from Willis, spoiled by Korbe Otis, who played her college ball for the University of Florida. She's been a big part of the offense early on this season for this Portland side. Willis eyeing a first strikeout. And misses low again as the count moves full.
And just great location with that Sarah Willis changeup, just trying to spot it. And it's almost like a Bugs Bunny changeup. It's hard to sit on, you know it's coming. Something you definitely have to respect as a hitter.
High and away, and a leadoff walk to Korbe Otis. The Cascade in business here in the first. And that'll bring up one of the most feared hitters in the country right now, Megan Grant. Just finished a senior year at UCLA where she set the all-time NCAA home runs record and got off to a fast start in her first game. Megan Grant, in her first game of her Portland Cascades career, hit one farther than I've ever seen a softball go, Natasha.
It's probably still going, Noah, and Megan Grant, man, she can lay into it. Just so much power. And this went 313 feet, and mind you, it was a 78-mile-per-hour fastball from Carlin Pickens.
Pops that one up into foul territory. Maddie Moore, who played her college ball at Clemson, couldn't make the play. 42 home runs this year for Megan Grant. Natasha, she hit a home run in 27% of the plate appearances that she was pitched to.
And that's what the question was during the college season is, are they going to continue to keep pitching to Megan Grant? And she definitely can hit to all field. She's a bad ball hitter as well.
Willis staying away on the 0-2 pitch. And Natasha, you and I were talking prior to this game. You think that that's the best way to pitch to Megan Grant, try to stay low and away?
I would say stay low and away. At least you potentially keep it in the park. She probably can still get to it, but anything elevated she can get to.
Instead, into shallow left field, Flippen and Andrews collide. Otis trying to go to third, she's safe. And a defensive miscue from a normally stout Talons defense. And now runners on first and third and nobody out.
Yeah, and this is two of your veterans here. Hannah Flippen at short, Aliyah Andrews in left field, and this is just a miscue. And here, this is where Aliyah Andrews needs to call her loud and call her off. It looks like that got caught in the sun for Hannah Flippen.
Andrews known as one of the best defensive outfielders in this league. A miscue there. And now an opportunity for this Cascades team to capitalize as they turn to Tora Vidalis. Vidalis starring on this Talons team that won a championship a year ago, was selected in the draft. Grounds out to short here. This could be two. It is. But the run will score as Portland does what they've done to begin their early history. They score early in a game.
And the Cascade is just about having productive outs. And this is a productive out, just seeing where the defenders are. You see Hannah Flippen playing her normal depth, playing that double play depth, and so a 6-4-3 double play for the Talons.
Pitcher's best friend there for Sarah Willis. So the error by Andrews in left coming back to hurt this Talons side here in the first. Here's Sydney Stewart, third catcher selected in the college draft. Jocelyn Erickson, Reese Atwood both going in front of her, but she started more games than all of them and powers this to deep center field, tracking back. Oh, what a play! Jada Coleman, that's why you want her in center field, goes up and makes a heck of a play to end the inning.
And Jada Coleman, pump me up. Jada Coleman able to find her way and hold on to this ball. And she stops a potential home run for the Talons.
Sarah Willis loving it. The Cascade get one in the top of the first inning. And now it's the home team, the Utah Talons, who come to bat. Aliyah Andrews with a costly error leading to the Cascades' first run of the day. She will lead things off. Jada Coleman batting cleanup, and everyone eyeing a debut. Jordan Woolery, the former UCLA standout, will bat sixth today and play third base.
And excited to see Jordan Woolery. I feel like one of the most clutch hitters out of that UCLA Bruin offense. So fun to see her get her start today.
Landry ready. Andrews is ready. Let's do it. And a first pitch strike for Sam Landry, who her coach told us wanted to come in and be more aggressive in this outing.
Yeah, and her last start was not bad, but not the start that she wanted, and so she felt like she kept going around hitters. So the goal today is to go right at hitters early in counts.
Final stat line for Sam Landry, maybe a little deceptive. She went 2 2/3 innings. Gave up 2 earned, 6 total runs. Costly error by Kennedy Powell at third. Opened the door for the Blaze, who ran right through it.
And that's the keys, is making the defensive plays behind Landry, and that's one of the focuses that Coach Flowers said that they worked on, is making sure that we take care of the ball.
Grounded foul for Aliyah Andrews. Hits in each of her first 3 games this year against that Bandit side. Came in as the 3rd best hitter on this team in terms of average through the first 3 games of the year. She's behind in the count here, 1-2. Sharply hit to second, and the Golden Glover, 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐵𝐤𝐻, makes the catch for out number 1.
And just so much leadership with 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐵𝐤𝐻, just energy out always, and you could just see here she's playing Aliyah Andrews in on that baseline, knowing the speed of Aliyah Andrews. That makes this play look easy.
That'll bring up Hannah Flippen. And speaking of Golden Gloves, they're back in professional softball. And you have to imagine 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐵𝐤𝐻's probably eyeing some hardware this year.
Yeah, I think she would be a great candidate. Hannah Flippen, again. Some of my defensive favorites. I'm just thinking about a gold glove. That's what you used to dream of as a kid, is being a gold glover and having that accolade after your name. And so just what a great opportunity for these athletes.
1-1 high, and for someone like yourself who was so good with the glove at short, that was certainly a realistic opportunity.
Yeah, but we didn't have that. We didn't have that. So, you know, now that it's coming back, we'll get to talk to Aliyah Andrews, AJ Andrews tomorrow, the first gold glover.
Alongside the 2-time Olympian Natasha Watley. I'm Noah Frary. First game of this series between the Cascade and the Talons. Hannah Flippen was a Defensive Player of the Year in Season 1 of the AUSL last year. Two gets away from Stewart, and the count moves full.
And Sam Landry, just so much movement. What you'll see from her, she'll go to that drop, her rise, her change. Her changeup is elite. That sets up every other pitch, but it's the movement on her hard pitches, her drop and her rise, have such late break on them.
An early payoff for the ace, and a ground ball right back up the middle. You hit it right where she pitched it, and the Talons have their first base runner.
And just a feisty at-bat with Hannah Flippen, fouling off a lot of pitches, getting to that 3-2 count. She gets this screwball, hits it right back up the middle. Talons runner on first.
That single coming on the 6th pitch of the at-bat for Hannah Flippen. Now Savannah Jaquith at the plate for the Talons. On the corner from Sam Landry. And for Jaquith, still searching for that elusive first hit to begin this season. It's her 2nd start at catcher today.
Savannah Jaquith is just a Swiss Army knife to me. You can put her anywhere. You can put her anywhere in your lineup. You can put her anywhere defensively. She can play infield, the corners, outfield. She can catch. Possesses so much versatility.
And I think to your point, when you get someone like Jordan Woolery into this lineup, it allows you to use someone like Jaquith the way you probably envisioned using her.
Absolutely, and you know, knowing Charlize Palacios behind the plate, you need to limit her innings a little bit, and so Jaquith can do that behind the plate.
That's on the corner. 2-2. Sam Landry realized she was not aggressive enough in her first outing against the Blaze. Has been much more aggressive today. Nearly got Jaquith to climb the ladder. A check to first, and Mike Bartling wasn't having the swing. Runner on first, Hannah Flippen for the Talons. And a first strikeout for Sam Landry as Jaquith's early season struggles continue at the plate.
And Sam Landry in that 3-2 count, you'll see her going to that drop in and just falls off the table and picks up a strikeout for the day.
That'll bring up 𝐁𝐫𝐢, who we saw make an excellent play to end the top of the first. That is something that she has been known to do during her pro career, also her career at Oklahoma. Behind in the count quickly, 0-2. Portland got a run in the first inning. They could have had more until 𝐁𝐫𝐢 showed up.
Yes, and this field has got to be an outfielder's dream. So much room to move and make catches, but 𝐁𝐫𝐢 just finding this ball, hanging onto it, hitting onto the fence, pumping up her team.
When you talk to people around the program, they oftentimes will say that they think 𝐁𝐫𝐢 is the best defensive center fielder right now.
And I definitely would say that she is definitely there, one of the top. I expect to see her on her 2028 Olympic team. Just great on both sides of the ball. Hits for average, she's got the speed, she can control the outfield and center field, covers so much ground.
Do you like what you've seen early from Sam Landry in the circle?
I do. I love how she's moving the ball around. I would like to say that I would like her to continue to stay aggressive earlier in the count. She's getting deep. 3-2 count to Hannah Flippen, 3-2 count to Savannah Jaquesh. So trying to get that out pitch earlier in the count.
21 pitches already for the Portland ace. Just misses low as Coleman lays off. Natasha, you're in that left-handed batter's box. You know the pitcher has an incredible drop ball. What goes through your mind?
For me, I definitely want to think about getting that ball out in front before it drops. I know that.
Unable to do that here. This one wrapped into right field. Coleman heads to second. They're going to send Flippen home. The throw not in time. And this game is tied.
And this is the drop here from Sam Landry, and exactly what I was talking about. You want to make sure you're getting this ball out in front and getting that ball before it falls off of the table. 𝐁𝐫𝐢 doing exactly that, hitting it in the perfect spot in the field to pick up an RBI on the day.
Hannah Flippen turning on the gas just in front of the throw. They'll bring up Charlize Palacios with a runner on second and 2 outs. She follows the first pitch back to the netting. Third-year pro. A couple of starts at catcher to begin the year today in that DP spot. Talked about being more aggressive if you're Sam Landry. First 5 batters that she's faced in this outing, she's thrown a first pitch strike. That's normally a formula for success.
Yeah, she's just not capitalizing after that first pitch. She's starting to fall behind. So the Talons doing a good job of just being selective, being patient.
Talons trying to do what they did in the first series. 6 RBI hits with 2 outs against the Bandits. It has become an early season calling card for Cindy Ball-Malone's side.
Yes, and the Talons, what they do so well is just productive hitting, timely hitting. You see 𝐁𝐫𝐢 hitting behind the runner, going deep in the count as well, and just been able to find different ways to get it done throughout the lineup for the Talons.
Natasha, you weren't a pitcher, but at what point does it start to feel like a long inning?
At this point. At this point, you know, you've gone through 4 or 5 batters. You're going deep into counts. Anytime you're getting over that 20 pitch mark.
Landry gets the ground ball, baits to first, and she gets out of the inning, but 𝐁𝐫𝐢 delivers a big base knock. Utah and Portland tied at 1 after 1. Tied at 1 as we head to the second inning, and we go field side to introduce you to Savannah Collins.
Well, cheers are such a big part of our game. You do them from rec ball through travel, and you still do them as pros too. Even though the Talons are only a few games into the start of this franchise history here in Salt Lake City, they already have some traditions that have started. So if you're coming to a game this season or you're a Talons fan watching at home, this is what you need to know. So here's 3. You might see it this inning. When they get 2 strikes on, they do a good call, build up, puts the pressure on. Then they do a classic UTAH chant. Simple enough, gets the crowd going. This one's my favorite. When a game ends, you might see Jadalyn Alchin run behind home plate to the crowd. She does a little call and response. She'll go, "You," and then the crowd will respond to her, "Call." So it's so neat to see that this team is only 4 games into its history, but the crowd is already so bought in.
Yeah, to your point, Savannah, I think that's one of the things that I've most enjoyed over this first week, just the home markets. This is the first time that we've had that in the AUSL, and it has delivered. Ground ball back to Willis. The flip to first, and a quick out for SW66.
Yeah, with all of the teams in their home markets and all of the fans just going and supporting. My colleague Amanda Scarborough said that she was traveling yesterday in the airport here in Salt Lake City, and there was an announcement announcing about the Talons, and so just the hype and the community and everybody coming around and supporting the Talons, it's been pretty neat.
AUSL's done such a nice job marketing this team. Got into Salt Lake City yesterday and already saw multiple elements pushing fans to come out and enjoy some of the best softball in the world. 1-0 on the corner to the rookie, Kenley Cahalan. Played her college ball at Florida, has been great defensively through the first 3 games of the year, although her coach said still trying to figure out the pro game at the plate. That's a strike.
And that's the thing, the transition from the college game to the pro game, same game, but trying to figure out a ton of incredible elite pitchers, and so trying to have that translate sometimes doesn't happen as fast as you would like.
And a strikeout for Willis. Cahalan down swinging.
And Willis will just go to this changeup. It almost seems like it's just unfair. You know it's coming. You can try to sit on it, but it is just so slow. This one is at 50 miles per hour. And first strikeout of the day for Sarah Willis.
Gets a ground ball here to second for more. And a clean 1-2-3 inning for Sarah Willis. Nice response. We head to the bottom of the second here in Salt Lake City. Her debut is going to be delayed at least a day, but how excited are you to have one of the best back in the game?
I am so excited. What 𝐁𝐈 has done to this game, she's brought so many eyes, she's brought the visibility, she's exposed our game, showing what it means to invest in women, and she has carried a lot on her shoulders, and so we're so happy to see her here, and she's going to bring a lot of fans along with her too.
0-1, sharply hit down the right field line. 4 trips to the Women's College World Series during Kennedy's career. First 2 at Stanford, 2 more at Texas Tech. Just saw her pitching in the Champ Series last week. Can't wait to see her make her pro debut. Landry gets the ground ball. Bates retires. Jordan Woolery for the first out of the inning. Where's she going to make the biggest impact, speaking of Kennedy, at the pro game?
I think where she'll make a big impact is when they play in market in Texas, in Austin, just bringing all of those Texas fans. I think that that's going to be huge.
Bree Ellis stares at first pitch strike, has been, dare I say, the hottest hitter in the AUSL through the first 3 games of the year. Leads the league in average, on base percentage, slugging, OPS. You get the point.
And when we talk about that transition from the college game to the pro game last year, just put so much pressure on herself, and so that was one of the things coming into the season, is just trying to get into that mental game of just keeping the same game and doing what she does best.
Her Coach said she's been playing free and easy early this season. 4 extra base hits already, 2 towering blasts in a park that's been really hard to get a ball out of.
Yeah, she, with the dimension of this field, she even had a triple. Not the most speed, but just such a big ballpark, so it's fun to see her get 3 bases underneath her.
Only player in the league right now that has a home run, a triple, a double, and a single to her name. Happened in multiple games, but we can call it hitting for the cycle. Now her head coach, Cindy Ball-Malone, now to talk to our home plate umpire, Don Brown. Talked about Bri Ellis and her prowess of hitting him over the fence. Already 2 this season, and a couple of loud shots here in SLC.
Yeah, and just such a smooth swing, and I love the way that she looks. She looks effortless. Last year, it looked like she was guessing a lot at the plate, but just swinging with consistency and swinging with urgency. She looks great.
Landry gets the call on the corner. Count full once again. And Landry gives up a run, a pair of hits in that first inning. Looking for a shutdown frame here. And that one's on the corner. Ellis was 2 steps towards first base. It's the second strikeout of the afternoon for the Cascade ace.
And Landry needed this one since she's been going so deep in counts, but this is that curve on the outer half. And I would say just a little bit up in the zone. And Bri Ellis thought that too.
Strike zone here in the pros, about 1 softball taller at the top of the zone. Certainly benefited Sam Landry there. Ellis retired, that's been a rarity early on this season. Now Landry looking for a 1-2-3 inning. There's Jadlyn Alchin. Had the walk-off hit in Game 3 to complete the sweep against the Bandits on Thursday night. And just keeps hitting. This one's fair. Alchin makes the turn. Will she think about 3? Yes, she will. It's a 2-out triple for Jadlyn Alchin. And the Talons will see the inning continue.
Jadlyn Alchin, just knowing what she's been to this Talons team, she has been such an integral part, and Lisa Fernandez, the GM, says that she was committed to the Talons, so how could I not have her on this team? Last year, she was one of the reserve players, was picked up, but continues to keep contributing to this offense.
I think if you're a player in that reserve pool, she's the perfect example of what can happen when you come in and perform at this level.
Yeah, and so many of the athletes that are getting that opportunity out of the reserve pool, it's about making the case, and I think Jadlyn Alchin made a tremendous case for herself last year of just always remaining and staying in the game, staying hot. Whenever her number was called on, was able to capitalize on all of her opportunities.
Big swing there on the 1-1. And I think Alchin's such a big piece for this Talon side because you lose a couple of outfielders. Sierra Sacco-Ferry, who we see playing for the Cascade. You think of what Maya Brady's been doing early on in her career with the Spark. So the Talons rebuilding that outfield unit.
Yeah, Jadlyn Alchin, she's such a role player. You know, whatever you need her to do, if you need her to put up some swings offensively, defensively, she just covers so much ground, possesses so much speed as well.
Maddie Moore powered that one foul. Moore still searching for her first hit as a pro. She was selected in the amateur draft a year ago by the Bandits, but didn't play. Making her debut with the Talons this season. Here's the payoff. on the corner, and Landry has 2 Ks in the second. She strands Olchen at third.
And Sam Landry, she is starting to settle in, and she gets this drop, and she gets a look in Maddie Moore for the third out in the bottom of the second.
Up here in the broadcast booth for this first game against the Cascade. Natasha, you hear something like that. How does that make you feel?
Well, I was not expecting that because Sis Bates is my favorite player, and I feel like she plays with so much joy and urgency, and she just is electric, right? You know, as soon as you see Sis Bates touch the dirt, your eyes are immediately drawn to her because she is energy out, she's vocalizing, and I think she's so much fun to watch.
Bates was an incredible defensive shortstop during her career at Washington. Become quite the professional. One of the veteran leaders for this Cascade side. Shows bunt, pulls back. The count is 3-0. And I think that's important because there's a lot of youth on this Cascades team. There's a lot of things happening for the first time. It's great to have a veteran in the midst of that.
Yeah, when Coach Flowers was trying to put her infield together during preseason camp, she was looking to Sis Bates to be her shortstop. But once they got into camp, she saw that, you know, she did a better job at second with Cahalan being a rookie. And Sis Bates, just so much versatility, was like, Coach, I got it. I can play second base. Put me there. No need to try to figure this out and put somebody else out of position. I'm more than happy to be there. And again, just another leader for the Cascade.
Bunted to third, handled by Woolery. As Bates moves to second and a runner in scoring position for the Cascade. A really good bunt right here.
Yeah, Kendra Falby, I think that the art of bunting has just gone away in our game, and Kendra Falby just doing a fundamental good job of making sure she gets those hands out and gets that ball down and moves the runner 60 feet.
Turn over the lineup for Korbe Otis. Walked, came around to score on that fielding error in left field by Aliyah Andrews. Otis has been one of the hottest hitters in the league. Savannah, you can add? Savannah, you can add?
The Gator girls on this squad have been hot to start this season. So in Series 1, Kendra Falby, Korbe Otis, and Kenley Cahalan had 10 of the 18 Cascade hits in those first 3 games. And Florida head coach Tim Walton has talked about how it's not about being patient. He thinks a lot of people confuse that with discipline, that they teach a line drive approach at Florida. And man, have they been prepped for the pros. And as an alum, you know what they say, Gator girls stay high.
Well, that has been a theme early on for the Cascades. Kendra Falby, Korbe Otis, a couple of former Gators who played for Coach Walton. Sis Bates is at second. Otis at the plate. Did want to update you on one defensive change. We saw Hannah Flippen, the standout shortstop for the Talons, come out of this game. She's replaced by Becker at short. I hope that's nothing serious.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's not having to do with injury, because that is very uncharacteristic for Hannah Flippen to come out for any reason.
Soft ground ball, Willis gobbles it up. 2 outs in the inning as Bates advances to third. This suddenly becomes a dangerous spot in this game. Quite frankly, every time Megan Grant steps into that left-handed batter's box, it can be a dangerous spot for a pitcher. Portland's been so good early in games this year. And Grant hits it to right field. There's home run number 2. The NCAA single season home run leader has her second as a pro.
Megan Grant, welcome to the pros. Home run number 2 And just such a professional hitter, right? Just the way, her presence, the way she steps into the box. This is a curve in, first pitch swinging, and this thing gets out of here in a hurry. The exit speed, 81 miles per hour, 293.
Only 293.
Only 293. You know, 313, 293. My goodness.
Already hit north of 700 feet of home runs in her career. We're just 3 games in. There's been some discourse on Twitter. They were wondering what the single season home run record in the AUSL is. It's 9. She's already got 2 on the way to 9.
Right. Hey, breaking 2 records in the same year. She's here for it, I bet.
Great start again for the Cascade. All 18 runs they've scored have come in the first 3 innings of games this year. And Megan Grant becomes the first player in Cascade's history with multiple home runs. Natasha, if you're a hitter in this spot, you just watched Willis give up the big fly. Are you seeing blood in the water?
You would definitely see her blood in the water, but I'm going to also think more changeups if I'm Tori Vidalis, knowing I'm facing Sarah Willis, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit.
Vidalis fouls that one off the netting, and Savannah Collins is with the home run hitter.
Okay, Megan, your first pro home run, you hit it on the first pitch. Same thing again in this AB. What is it about being able to jump on these pitchers?
It's very important because every single pitcher in this league is a professional, they're competitive, and so it's hard when you get behind in the count, so I'm just going to try to stay as aggressive as possible and keep that mindset.
Thanks, Megan, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
A ground ball to first, and that'll end the inning, but Megan Grant doing Megan Grant things. The chef is cooking here in Salt Lake City.
And the chef is definitely cooking, and she is keeping it aggressive. First pitch swinging, home run number 2 for the Megan Grant.
The Cascade takes a 3-1 lead off of another bomb hit by Megan Grant. And so interesting watching her come into the dugout after that homer. After celebrating getting all the love, she goes to her pitcher, Sam Landry, and says, "Hey, I got you." So cool to see how she's already connecting with her teammates. And Natasha, when you see a hitter do that, want to give that recognition to the pitcher, how important is that for building team culture?
It is so important, and Megan Grant is the epitome of being a good teammate. When you talk about having somebody's back, she is always in her teammates' ear, letting them know that she's there, and she can always back it up with the big swing as well. So, hey, there you go.
Bunt here for Andrews, gonna be a tough play. Stewart unable to get the speedy Aliyah Andrews at first. Could that potentially elicit a challenge? I've not seen one yet.
And Aliyah Andrews, just such great placement, just putting pressure on defense. She knows that she gets this ball in the middle of the field that she has a good chance. But I've just been so impressed with how Aliyah Andrews has come out this season. She has come out showcasing her speed, doing it in all different ways, putting down the bunt here, and also able to slap in her previous games.
Swinging early in the count is Becker, her first plate appearance. Is a ground out to 𝐓𝐶 at second.
Here's number 27. She played at LSU, Savannah Jacobsen.
Bring up Savannah Jacobsen, was a strikeout victim of Landry back in the first frame. Natasha, you're a hitter at the plate. You're struggling a little bit early on in the season. How did you regroup?
Many wins. When you're struggling, it's about having many wins. How can I just think about hitting the ball hard? Once you start to think about hitting the ball hard, putting it play, then that's when it starts to fall through. Sometimes we start to overcomplicate it, trying to do too much. Sometimes it doesn't work in your favor. So definitely keep it simple, many wins, trying to hit it hard.
That'll catch the corner. As Jacobsen falls behind again, and when you're struggling at the plate, it feels like every time you go up, it's a 1-2 pitch.
Right.
trying to break out. Ground ball, slow roller. Powell gonna have to throw quickly and just gets Jaquish at first as Andrews advances to third. That'll bring up Jada Coleman, who extended her hitting streak to 4 early on in this second season of AUSL with a loud double that drove in Hannah Flippen back in the first inning. Andrews is at third. A nice pitch from Sam Landry, who's consistently been ahead of these Talons hitters in this matchup.
Sam Landry has been one of the leaders in this pitching staff. Coach Flowers said when they were in Carolina after their performances after the second game, just brought all the pitchers together and said, hey, what are we doing? Let's not work around these hitters. We are great pitchers. We're having a great pitching staff. Go right at hitters. We have the best stuff, and so if we're gonna lose on our strengths.
And I think that conversation is what led to Kenzie Brown's performance in her AUSL debut in that final game of the series. Won her pro debut. Here comes the 2-1. Off the plate again, 3-1. That time, though, they check to third. A late check and a swing, they say, for Coleman. So instead of 3-1, now 2-2. That changes the complexion of the AB.
Yeah, and just take a look at Jada Coleman's hands. Looks like they clear to me.
2's wild. On the corner, strike 3. And Jada Coleman could not believe it. Sam Landry has strikeout number 4, strands a runner at third here in the third. Landry spinning it in the circle right now. You cannot beat those moments, and for Sydney Stewart, she said, I felt starstruck when I saw Jenny Finch make her way out to give me that ticket. I would have too.
Yes, and I would have too. It's so cute. She said, it's my family not necessarily was happy that I was getting a golden ticket. It was that Jenny Finch was giving it to me.
Stewart takes the big swing into right. A catch made by Olchen for a loud out number 1. He's really locked down that right field spot. Sarah Willis continuing to pitch well, although pitching with a deficit after the 2-run home run by Megan Grant an inning ago. Sacco Ferry grounded out to the pitcher in her first plate appearance. Tasha, you and I were talking pregame about this hitter who was a slapper for most of her career, has started to swing away. Would you make any changes right now?
I would. So Sierra Sacco Ferry, she just is having a hard time just putting the ball in play and putting it hard in play. And so when we were talking about those mini wins, now would be a good time to break out your slap again. Slapping sometimes is a good thing to have in your pocket because it allows you to track the ball, allows you to see the ball deep. Sometimes when you're not seeing it, when you're standing in, you're trying to be on time, be out in front. Slapping is always a good remedy to allow you to get back into your swing and get back into things.
Sacco Ferry, a lightly recruited player out of high school. He had one Division I offer. That was Louisiana Tech, starred there for 2 seasons before ending up at Mississippi State. On the corner for Sarah Willis. So good in her first outing of the year, but she's fallen behind a number of these Cascade hitters here today. Count moves full.
And that's a good foul ball piece of hitting right there from Sierra Sacco Ferry. Her hitting it down the third base line means that she's tracking it, seeing it deep, seeing it late. And
the call chants begin here at Dumke. 3-2 grounded to short. Becker had some trouble with it. And look at 𝐕𝐲𝐫𝐲, the hands raised for an infield single.
We have all been there before. And 𝐕𝐲𝐫𝐲 using her speed, putting this ball in play, and just check her out when she gets out of the box, but just gets out of the box so quick and stretches that into a single. Trying to get it done any way you can.
She's on base here in the third. Another fourth inning. As 𝐁𝐫𝐢 has started with a first pitch strike. Was a strikeout victim of Willis back in the second. 𝐕𝐲𝐫 still trying to find her footing at the professional level in the batter's box. Savannah Collins told you about her discipline at the plate. She's going to look for a pitch to drive. Couldn't pull the trigger there and falls behind in the count.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're talking about discipline, there's so many times as a hitter you're focused on the pitches that you're trying to hunt, but sometimes as a hitter it's great to focus on the pitches that you're going to lay off of as well. That is what makes a disciplined hitter. Your pitch selection, so anytime you're taking your batting practice, have a pitcher throw balls, throw them off the plate, work on taking them. That also helps with getting back into a groove.
Fans want a strikeout. They won't get it. As that one caroms off the catcher. Jaquish couldn't keep it in front, and now 𝐕𝐲𝐫𝐢 is in scoring position. Willis certainly has not been as crisp as she was in her first outing against the Bandits. Trying to get out of some trouble here in the fourth. And 𝐕𝐲𝐫 spoiling some tough pitches.
She's doing a good job of battling and putting bat on ball. And so forcing Sarah Willis to get away from that changeup. So she's trying to go to a lot more hard pitches, so going more to that screw.
This will be the 7th pitch of the AB. Low, and the count is full. Some pressure pitches right now for Sarah Willis, trying to keep this at just a 2-run deficit. Talons the only team in the AUSL undefeated on the season at 3-0. And 𝐕𝐲𝐫 grounds to second. Willis wins the battle. 2 outs in the inning.
And in this moment, that's what Willis needs to do, is just figure out a way where she can rely on her defense, start to roll more of those ground balls. So going to that screw down, going to that drop, that was that drop on the inner half to 𝐕𝐲𝐫.
An 8-pitch at bat for 𝐕𝐲𝐫, nothing to show for it. Now Kennedy Powell's turn. Couldn't hold up. First team All-SEC for Texas A&M during the collegiate season. Falls behind here, 0-2.
And Sarah Willis looking like she's getting a feel for that change again. 2 back-to-back changeups.
Here's the 0-2. Just off the corner. That's a pitch that is a pitcher you want.
Absolutely, just painting the corners there, but she just has to elevate that just a little bit.
Cascade have been good with 2 outs. 2 of the 3 runs have come with 2 outs in this game. Slapped. Oh, what a play by Becker. Grabbed it off her shoestring. And that gets Sarah Willis out of the inning.
And what a pickup by Becker. Becker filling in for Hannah Flippen at short. She holds on to this to save the threat in the top of the fourth. And offensively, they got some hot bats.
Spark one of two expansion teams in the league as we work in the bottom of the fourth inning here in Salt Lake City. Sam Landry working with a lead. Megan Grant with a towering 2-run home run to make it 3-1. Back in the third. Fouled hard down the third baseline. And Palacios. Been a great start to the league here so far. Home teams taking advantage of these home markets. We mentioned the Spark, 10 home runs already. The Talons win their first 3 games against the Bandits. They're trailing here in game number 1 of the series against the Cascade. Fouled off 2-2. Sam Landry want to just continue to throw up zeros on that scoreboard in left center field. Palacios works underneath that one. Playable in right, where the catch is made by Korbe Otis. And Athletes Unlimited Softball League continues tomorrow. You've got Volts versus Blaze at noon Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN Deportes. Sparks versus Bandits at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Cascades and Talons, it's the nightcap at 8 p.m. Eastern on MLB Network. Get the full schedule on our website at the AUSL.com. Pretty cool to see the first league game on ESPN Deportes tomorrow.
Yes, super excited. The analyst calling is one of my childhood friends, Ruby Rojas. She's bilingual. She played for the Venezuelan national team, so just love the exposure our sport's getting.
Jordan Woolery with her first hit as a pro. One of the most feared college hitters this past season. Transitions to the pro game, first hit.
First game, first hit for Jordan Woolery. Just one of the most clutch athletes that I have seen in my lifetime, and just plays with so much joy. Just in those Texas Tech moments and the Women's College World Series, just the smile on her face. So it's fun to see her get her first pro hit.
And Natasha, that's saying something because you played with a number of clutch players in your career.
Yeah, and I would say Coach Teriah Flowers before Jordan Woolery was my clutch player, and I still think she's clutch, but Jordan Woolery, my goodness, just that game against Texas Tech versus Nigel Kennedy, bottom of the 7th, sending it to extra innings is a memory I will remember forever.
And Teriah Flowers winning a national championship at UCLA together back in 2003.
Yep, we came in as freshmen together. We were roommates, went on to the USA team together, and just went through all the ebbs and the flows of being Olympians, being softball athletes.
Won a gold medal with that 2004 team. It was considered by many around the softball world the real dream team.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know about that, but just a great time. And I think just having Coach Flowers back in this lead, I always say that her brain is made out of a softball, and so she's exactly where she should be, coaching this caliber athlete and having so much fun.
There's Ellis works underneath that one. It goes foul. And you must have loved to have been a defender on that team because the pitching staff, Osterman, Lisa Fernandez, so many standouts in the circle for that 2004 gold medal team.
Yeah, it was fun being a shortstop. Jenny Finch was in the circle as well, and just pitchers that you love to be behind, and they were complete competitors in the circle.
Ellis hits the 0-2 to center. Underneath it is Falby for out number 2. Only 1 run allowed in that entire run to the gold medal back in 2004.
feels like a whole nother life ago, but definitely some great memories. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to 2028 Olympics, looking forward to the team being named and who we'll get to cheer on, and hopefully we can bring back gold for the USA.
Grounded to first. Torres steps on first for the final out of the inning. The Cascade ace, Sam Landry, is rolling here in Salt Lake City.
Every single pitch of their championship season, but Coach Ball Malone was talking about how they want to keep her legs a little bit more fresh, and 𝐤𝐽𝐽 has that ability to be a true utility. She can catch, play third base as well, so they're really trying to get Charlize a little bit more active with her hitting, and that comes with giving her some breaks behind the dish.
This Talons team certainly has a lot of weapons to utilize. An AUSL debut. 𝐊𝐨𝐫𝐢, the longtime pro, 13th season as a pro, makes her debut for the Talons here in the 5th.
𝐊𝐿𝐵𝐫𝐢 is no stranger to being a pro.
And she retires. Sis Bates, the first batter that she faces. Why are you so excited about her being in this league?
Because she's been out of this state. She's been playing over in Japan, and when you go over to Japan, the world doesn't get to see you back home here in the States. And 𝐊𝐿𝐵𝐫𝐢 is one of the best pitchers in our game right now, and for her to be able to come back home and to hopefully finish her career here, I think is incredible. But she's just been a dynamic pitcher. She was a standout at Arizona State. Just does so well of moving the ball around, has velocity, and one of the best pitchers in our game.
Grounded to short, Becker across her body, and Falby is aboard. Coming up Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, join the ladies of We Need to Talk as they keep you up to date on the hottest topics in sports right here on the CBS Sports Network. Top of the 5th inning here in Salt Lake City. First ever matchup between the Talons and the Cascade. The two westernmost teams in the AUSL. Teams playing in markets this year.
And I just love that 𝐊𝐿𝐵𝐫𝐢, she's been out of college since 2014 and has been over in Japan this whole time in her first year in AUSL, but she's just so deceptive.
And gets the call on the corner. First strikeout of her AUSL career.
And there you'll see her backdoor curve. She can go both sides with her curve. And just take a look. When she has her delivery, she stays square to you. So as a hitter, it's really deceptive to kind of get a feel for where that pitch is going to break, but has such great break on her pitches. Picks up her first K.
And the rookie has developed a reputation. An intentional walk. Megan Grant showing 4 fingers. And Natasha, how about that early in your pro career?
And that is called respect, and respect from one of the best, from 𝐊𝐿𝐵𝐫𝐢, like, hey, I know what I'm doing here.
Although we did see the Blaze try to do this against Portland in that first series of the year. Tori Vidalis, the veteran, coming up after Grant made him pay. Can she do it again here? Evens up at a ball and a strike. Consummate professional. An incredible player at Texas A&M during her collegiate career. One of the best first basemen in the AUSL. This is exactly why you draft a player like Tori Vidalis. Big spots like this in a game that the Cascade want to win. 1-2. Off the plate, good eye.
And that's that curve out. 𝐊𝐿𝐵𝐫𝐢, she definitely wanted that pitch.
Hit a 2 RBI double in game 3 off of Emily. Hits one firmly to second where Maddie Moore is waiting. It's a clean inning for 𝐊𝐿𝐵𝐫𝐢 in her AUSL debut.
Jacobsen.
The Utah Talons playing their 4th straight game at home. Trying to find some runs against the Portland Ace. That won't help. A ground ball. Powell retires the first batter here. Begin the bottom of the 5th inning.
Kennedy Powell, just so fierce over there at third base. Such a great glove and moves so well to her left. Making it look easy.
That was actually Caroline Jacobsen who pinch hit there, grounded out to Powell at third. Patty Moore, who she hit for, would be able to re-enter this game at second base. Same rules as the college game. Starters allowed to re-enter once as Andrews hits it into left, where the diving play is made by Sierra Sacco-Ferry. What a play!
That is a big catch right there, because you know if that gets past Sierra Sacco-Ferry with the speed of Aliyah Andrews, you know she is standing up on third. And Cascade celebrating big for the second out of the inning.
Seen a couple of fantastic plays from both teams in the outfield. You think of the play that Coleman made in center field for the Talons early in this game. Now Sacco-Ferry in left.
Yeah, just so much athleticism throughout these teams. Sierra Sacco-Ferry, just a lot of speed, can cover so much ground. Same with Jada Coleman.
Quick outs in the inning for Sam Landry. The ace has been excellent today for the Cascade.
And Sam Landry, for the most part, has stayed the course throughout this game, using her defense. Only 3 Ks today, and so that's going to be key, is just being able to roll ground balls, hit 5 balls to her defense.
And it's been Landry's ability to work the second time through the order that I think has been most impressive, Natasha. Just 2 for 9 are the Talons hitters against Landry this second 9 through.
Yeah, and that's been key for her, is to still have a different look. Now she's going more up in the zone. Before, she's going more drop. Going back to her drop there again.
15 first pitch strikes today for Landry, who wanted to be more aggressive coming into this second start of the year. A year ago, she was pitching for the Volts, was one of the best pitchers in the league after being the #1 overall pick in the college draft. Sent to left. Medium depth for Sacco-Ferry, who makes the catch for the final out of the inning. Sam Landry throwing up zeros here in Salt Lake City. Back in Salt Lake City, Portland leading 3-1 over the home team. The first time that the Cascade find themselves leading after 5. The Talons trailing after 5 for the first time this season. Fans getting energized here. Heard there was t-shirts being thrown out here at Dumke Family Stadium, the home of the Talons.
And I wonder if it's the Together X t-shirts that have been going around.
Those were the hottest selling t-shirts on the internet. Already sold out. They did say they were going to restock. There was a limited availability at all of the home sites this weekend. I got mine.
I got mine too. And look at GM. Jamie Low-Prize, she's got hers on today too.
That's the shirt that everyone's been waiting for.
Yeah, and it's so cool. I just, even when the shirt came out with Everyone Watches Women's Sports, I have mine. And now to have one with softball on it, wearing it proudly, super pumped about it.
Viewership numbers of this sport off the charts lately. A Women's College World Series to remember at the collegiate level. This sport just continues to rise. And Sydney Stewart goes into center field. Jada Coleman can't track it down. And Sydney Stewart has her first hit as a professional. She'll be aboard as we begin the 6th, and the AUSL has teamed up for a special collaboration tee designed to honor confidence, community, and the impact of women's sports. This limited edition drop is more than merch, it's a statement. Grab your Everyone Watches Women's Softball tee today. It's available in venue and online at shop.auprosports.com. Price has to be loving what she's seeing right now from her side. One of the two expansion teams in the league, the Cascade and the Spark in Oklahoma City. Both have gotten off to good starts. And Natasha, how many times do you make a fantastic play in the field and then you find yourself up to bat the next inning in a big spot?
Always, and it's, you know, playing both sides of the ball. It's two separate games, and so having the opportunity to contribute defensively and offensively is one of the best parts of our game.
Pinch runner over at first is Kelly Torres. Sydney Stewart, who started every game in her professional career, gets a chance to get off those legs for a moment. Get a little extra speed on the base paths. The third-year pro out of Duke. Here's the 0-2. Hit to right. Alchin has some room, a step shy of the warning track. Tagging is Torres. And she'll be at second. That's why you get the speed in there. The Talons players thinking that maybe she should not have been safe. And we're going to see a challenge here.
After review,
earlier,
the call in the field's confirmed safe.
So despite the challenge from the Talons, the call confirmed.
They have one remaining.
And this play is huge. I mean, this is a momentum shifter right here of keeping the momentum on your side. Kelly Torres, just a beautiful read of being able to get herself in scoring position for the Cascade.
A runner in scoring position for Dallas Escobedo McGee. Second full inning of work for the longtime pro. Going up against a rookie, playing in just her 4th game of her professional career. This is what I think makes the AUSL so fun. You have a player like Escobedo McGee who's been doing it for ages, it feels like, in Cahalan in just her 4th career game.
And it's so fun. I mean, whether you're a vet or whether you're a rookie, you kind of get to see where you fare against the new rookies coming in. If I'm a vet, you know, do I still got it? And, you know, as a rookie, these are athletes that you grew up watching play, and now you're on the same field as them.
That's off the corner. The count evens up. The sports information staff of the AUSL gave us questionnaires that every player filled out ahead of this year, and it was so cool to see just who these players idolized. Tasha, I gotta say, your name was on there quite a few times.
Which is crazy because
I don't think it was.
And such an honor, you know. But I also feel like too, when we played when nobody was watching, right? We played some epic battles. The visibility wasn't there, the exposure. So it's such an honor when anybody says, "Hey, Natasha, I watched you play." Something I don't take for granted.
She's the 4-time first-team All-American, Natasha Watley. I'm Noah Frary. First of 3 here in Salt Lake City. It's the Talons and the Cascade. First ever meeting between these two sides. And a walk. Great discipline there from Cahalan. And there are runners on first and second.
And Coach Flowers just so impressed with her pitch selection, being patient at the plate. That's a huge AB right there.
That's one of those small wins that you were talking about. Now the infield drawn in. Powell swings through the first pitch, snap throw back. And the Cascade can't execute. The Talons have always been known for their defense. That's a really nice play to get out of a jam.
Savannah Jacobsen, I say a Swiss Army knife. She can do everything, but just such a heads-up ball player here. She just snaps back at first, but also a heads-up from Bri Ellis to say, hey, I'm not even going to go for that. I see Torres trying to go to third. mowing her down.
So now if you're Dallas 𝐓𝐫𝐫𝐢 thinking about getting out of this inning unscathed and maintaining just that 2-run deficit, trying to give your bats a chance to get back in it. This was a Talons team that a year ago had one of the best defenses in the league. That and their pitching staff, a big reason why they were the inaugural champions. That's on the corner. Called strike 3, Powell down looking. And what a debut so far for Dallas 𝐓𝐫𝐫𝐢.
Yeah, first it's the heads-up defensive play by the Talons to stop the threat. And then it's a backdoor curve for Dallas 𝐓𝐶𝐫𝐫𝐢. Talons.
Megan Grant continuing to do big things early in her career. Portland eyeing their second win in a row. They lead 3-1 over the Talons, who came in undefeated. Sam Landry looking excellent in the circle, and she starts Savannah Jaquesh off the first pitch strike here in the 6th.
And she's going right at these hitters like she intended to do, starting Jaquesh off with that drop. It's just the break that she has on it, such late break. It's got a lot of zip on it today.
If you just looked at the box score of Sam Landry's first outing of the year, you might have said, wasn't a great start to her second season in the AUSL. You dug a little bit deeper. It wasn't that bad of an outing. Today, though, she's out on a whole new level. And ahead here to Jaquesh.
And what I'm noticing is her just taking more control, not trying to be reactive, being proactive, going at hitters, getting ahead in counts.
And that's exactly what you want out of your ace in a big game like this to start the series.
And she sets the tone for the Cascade, and her stepping up and being one of the pitching leaders on the staff and just being one of the vocal leaders, especially for the pitchers, getting it done today.
Jaquesh stays alive. That one didn't feel good. Light umpire Don Brown going to give her a couple of extra seconds to recompose herself. Natasha, I'm right. Those don't feel good, right?
Oh my goodness, they absolutely don't feel good at all. Like, that is the worst thing. Hitting something into your feet, your legs. The worst part of our game.
Jaquesh goes to a knee, holds up. And am I right? They didn't have Evo Shield back when you played.
Absolutely not. No elbow guards, no Evo Shield. Could have used a couple of those in my day.
Now these athletes go to the plate with body armor all over them. Here's the full count pitch. And Landry K's Jaquesh for a second time in this game.
So that is a 67-mile-per-hour drop ball. So it's not only the movement on the pitch, it's the location. She puts this right on the inner half of Savannah Jaquesh. Savannah Jaquesh swinging right over it.
I'll bring up Jada Coleman. Has her second hit of the day. And an RBI double back in the first to make it a 4-game hitting streak. And a second hit, and the Talons are in business here in the bottom of the 6th.
And Jada Coleman hitting the screw to the left side, but looks like something is nagging her a little bit.
Training staff going to come out and check on the electric center fielder. It's Maylene Cordero Villamil, head trainer for this Utah Talons side. Already saw Hannah Flippen exit this game earlier. Talons cannot afford to lose another player, and particularly with these smaller rosters at the professional level, just 16 players active at a time. Definitely takes away some of the movements that Cindy Ball-Malone can make. You see anything here, Natasha?
Yeah, and especially with the key like Jada Coleman, but just take a look. It looks like on her first couple of steps, it's like she stubbed her leg or hyperextended it a little bit. So not sure if she's feeling it in her ankle, her knee. It didn't look like a clean run down the first base.
Coleman's always been known as a gritty player. She's going to choose to stay in this game. You'd say has plenty of speed at first, but certainly that could be called into question. Charlize Palacios The first pitch ball, and Savannah, you can add.
Yeah, I've noticed that in between innings, J.D. Coleman has been coming into the dugout and putting on one of those recovery devices where you can strap it around your leg. Those add heat and vibration, and oftentimes they're used for recovery, can kind of help with either some muscle irritation that you're having. So would hate to see if it's that same irritation really coming into play here as she was running to first base.
Talons checked all the boxes in their opening series against the Bandits, sweeping that. Want to keep the good times rolling as Palacios grounds out to second. Coleman goes to second, and there are 2 down here in the 6th.
Yeah, sometimes those nagging injuries are the worst, and just trying to get over them or get through them. So just trying to stay tough. Just hoping J.D. Coleman is okay.
So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Jordan Woolery. Second most RBIs in NCAA history this year. Up in an RBI spot here in the 6th. Swings at the first pitch, right back up the middle. Talons getting aggressive. Here's the throw. And Coleman gonna try to run away from Sydney Stewart. Now the tag at third. An uncharacteristic play, but a 3rd out secured in the 6th. Woolery bidding for her first RBI as a professional. Talons can't get it done. Could we see a challenge? We'll find out when we come back. Getting late early here in Salt Lake City. Portland with a 3-1 edge over the Utah Talons, trying to hand them their first loss of the year. And CBS Sports Network's coverage of Athletes Unlimited softball continues Wednesday. Carolina Blaze versus Chicago Bandits at 6 p.m. Eastern on Bandits' home turf in Rosemont, Illinois. Bandits trying to get going right now, swept here to begin their year. They lose the first game at home against the Sparks, 0-4 after being in the championship series a season ago, Natasha.
Yeah, and just the season that they had last year, led in so many offensive categories. Aaron Koffel, big hitter. And so I'm hoping that they find their groove, find their way.
General Manager Jenny Dalton-Hill's team still without a lot of pieces right now. Players finishing up their seasons over in Japan. You think of Skylar Wallace and all those great pitchers, Lexi Kilfoyle, Kat Sandercock, Emily Kennedy. I think they're going to be okay.
I think they'll be fine, and Skylar Wallace is a key piece, getting her back. A big piece defensively, offensively as well.
Although with just the 25-game season, you can't afford to get off to too bad of a start. Although this year, the top 3 teams in the league have a chance to get into that championship series. The top overall finisher guaranteed a spot there, and then you have that play-in game between the number 2 and number 3 seeds. So maybe a little bit more wiggle room than there was a season ago.
Yep. Just more teams, 6 teams, and just all teams so competitive. And so that's why it's so important to get these early wins. Cascade right now, just important for them to get those insurance runs right now.
Bates pops that one straight up. Ellis coming in, pulls off the catcher, but can't make the play. In and out of the glove for Bree Ellis. And Sis Bates says thank you very much.
Yeah, and this is a new life for Sis Bates. If I'm Sis Bates, I'm going off right here because that's a big door that was open. Bree Ellis looked like she had it in the sun, but right in her glove and pops right out. Now that she knows that she should have.
Bates swings again. Jay Cush having to battle the home plate umpire, makes the catch. No harm, no foul. Talons trying to score last inning, and a nice play in center field to gun down J.D. Coleman at the plate.
Yeah, you absolutely send J.D. Coleman on this. This is one of your fastest runners. Obviously, we know she might be fighting some injury, but this is just speaks to J.D. Coleman's philosophy, her mindset, a never die mentality. Gets right back up, tries to get back to third.
Things got a little squirrely at the end of that play, but Sydney Stewart was on top of things. If you're the Cascade, you'd love to get an insurance run here Continuing the theme that has been their season. All 18 of their runs have been scored in the first 3 innings of games, including 3 today. As 𝐓𝐨𝐫𝐢 catches the corner.
And also just thinking about who's coming up for the Talons. Bri Ellis, who's been so red hot coming into this series. Jalen Alchin, especially redemption for Bri Ellis after that fly ball.
And the biggest thing, if you're a Talons fan right now, you'd love to see 𝐓𝐿𝐵𝐢 pitch a clean 1-2-3 inning here, because then you don't have to face Megan Grant again. Grant would bat 4th here in the 7th. Third full inning of work for the veteran Dallas 𝐓𝐿𝐵𝐢. 1-2 pitch. Another Florida Gator grinding out an at-bat. We've seen Otis, who's on deck. Cahalan as well. Falvey shoots it to left. Andrews gloves it. And there are 2 down here in the away half of the 7th.
And good attempt by Falvey. And as a slap hitter facing off of 𝐓𝐿𝐵𝐢, it's so important to make sure that you stay straight going towards her. Her motion is so deceptive. She stays square, so sometimes it feels like it's going to be coming in on you. And so Falvey keeping her hands in.
Dallas 𝐓𝐿𝐵𝐢 trying to pitch a clean frame here in the 7th and give her bats a chance. Has to go through one of the hottest hitters in the league in Korbe Otis. Otis walked and scored back in the 1st inning. Retired on her next 2 plate appearances. 0-2 pitch coming from the veteran. Notice another young player for this Portland side. There are quite a few. Dallas 𝐓𝐿𝐵𝐢 comes in and throws up zeros. The Talons are going to have a chance when we come back. Bri Ellis coming up. Sam Landry looking for the complete game shutty.
And Sam Landry today has been dealing. She has been getting it done, mixing the ball all around the zone. Her drop, her rise, her curve. She said she wanted to go right at hitters, and she is doing exactly that. Has only given up one run through 6 innings.
Landry not pleased with how she pitched in her first outing of the year. Today has been a different story. Trying to pick up her first win here in 2026. We'll have to go through the bottom of the Talons order. And Bri Ellis, who leads things off. Ellis came in as the hottest hitter in the league, a .714 average, although she's 0 for 2 today. And behind in the count here, 0-2. Landry eyeing what would be the first complete game of her professional career. Was a standout at Oklahoma, before that at Louisiana with head coach Jerry Glasgow. That'll miss.
And you can just tell with the takes that the hitters are taking that they've got a little bit of a hedge. So that just means Landry's mixing, she's moving, her pitches are breaking.
And am I correct that that pitch that we saw a moment ago, is that more of a setup pitch?
It's a setup pitch. She's throwing it off the plate because she wants to go right back to that rise in, hoping that she can get Bri Ellis to pop out.
Andrew was the top pick in the college draft a season ago. Bri Ellis, number 2. They face off here in a big spot. And Ellis just stays alive. Ellis already off to a much better start to her 2nd year as a pro. Spent a lot of time on the mental performance side of the game during the offseason. Ellis hits it hard to left. Playable, and the catch is made by Sierra Sacco-Ferry. in foul territory for the first out here in the 7th.
Bri Ellis looks like she got jammed. This is a rise on the inner half. Just trying to have that be a waist pitch, but again, just a placement on this, but Sierra Sacco going a long way and making a great catch.
Natasha, you don't know this about me yet. Diehard New York Yankees fan. Mariano Rivera made a career with pitches just like that.
Yes. Jamming people, hurting people.
Breaking bats, although a little harder to do in softball.
Yes.
Those new composite handles, though, maybe a little bit easier to break than the old aluminum bats you used to play with back in the day.
Yeah. These ones definitely, you're not breaking those bats. If anything, they may crack, but not breaking in half.
She's the 2-time Olympian, Natasha Watley. I'm Noah Frary. 2 outs to go. Portland eyeing a 2-game winning streak. 1-1 to Alchin. Into left. Sacco Ferry makes the catch. 2 outs in the inning. And the Cascade an out away from back-to-back wins.
And this is going to be huge for the Cascade, just needing this momentum coming into the series. Got a little bit of boost that last game versus the Blaze. The Coach Flower said this first game is key for us.
Brian Flowers told us last evening she was really impressed with her team's resiliency after losing those first 2 games against the Blaze in their opening series. They've responded nicely. Moore keeps things alive for the Talons, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate. First professional hit for Maddie Moore.
And Maddie Moore is able to squeeze this one through. Kenley Callahan playing a little bit in the 5-6 hole on there.
So the lineup turns over for Aliyah Andrews. It was her error that was costly back in the first inning. Allowing Portland to get on the board first. Landry starts her off with a first pitch strike. Andrews is hit safely in all 4 games to begin this 2026 season. Trying to keep the inning alive. Grounded to short, Cahalan to first. And the Cascade have won back-to-back games. And the Talons go down in defeat for the first time here in Season 2 of the AUSL.
Yes, and what a gem from Sam Landry, just throwing it all around, mixing it so well today. Working really well with Sydney Stewart behind the plate. Only giving up 8 hits, gave up 1 run.